Good morning. So this is a very special day for me. This marks our 10-year anniversary, the 7th Casual Connect, but Big Fish Games turned 10 a few months ago. So it's been a interesting decade, to say the least. Today's topic on the agenda is the future of games. And if someone has the answer to that, I would love to speak to them after the keynote, because this industry is changing with remarkable speed. The original title of my keynote was around Moore's Law and the rate of change. That was a placeholder. I had no idea what I was going to speak about at the time, but it sounded good. And it's very true. The business of games is changing rapidly. If you think about where we've come, I look way back. Digital games were a very simple industry. As you can see by this happy family as a representative of game players back in the, I'll call it the 80s. And you basically had a 2x2 matrix. You put an X in there, you built your game, you sent it off to someone to put it in retail, and you were done. That was the only decisions you really had to make. You had to be creative, but there wasn't a lot of business decisions to make. But opportunities were also very, very limited in that space. The next couple slides I'm going to go through are not intended for you to memorize, study. It's just to show as an example the number of choices that someone building games or in the games business has to address to be successful in this industry today. And it is a staggering amount of data, and that's the intent. So very quickly, just thinking about what device and what operating system do you want to build for? Poor Bart is very concerned. Just looking down this list, I want to build for Android. Well, there's a lot of different revs of the operating system, and not all of them are compatible. You have to decide what you're focusing on. And then you go to the devices. There's over 112 different Android devices with varying screen sizes and CPU strengths. So you can't build for everything on this chart. You have to focus. After you figure out what you're building for, what is your business model? It used to be you built a retail game and you were done. There's a lot of different business models, and not all of them work with all the devices and the operating systems that you made a decision for on the prior page. Then you have to think about play design. Games used to be infinitely replayable, or if you think about Space Invaders or any Pac-Man, you could play that thing over and over, replayable. Early 90s, Myst, linear games came into play. There's a lot of different types of games and a lot of different business models and genres that will support those types of games. So Marge here is perplexed. What genres are selling today? What genres are dead? You need information about that before you jump in. If you build for passion, you may be out of business. You need to understand what the current trends are, and then once you decide all those decisions, where is your game going to sell in the world? Because there's different tastes in different markets for different types of games, and there's also different device penetrations in the various markets, and there's different business models that may or may not work in certain markets. So the business of games, not so simple anymore. And that's not to be discouraging. The idea here is that there's a lot of complexity, but with complexity and fragmentation comes a lot of opportunities. But there's also a lot of red herrings, things that aren't real opportunities. And so your challenge in the business of games is to cut through all that and really understand, how do I go forward? Where is my time best spent to maximize the return on my time and really make a difference in this industry? I'm going to go through a few slides about how Big Fish Games sees the world. The advice that I give is that you can't do everything. You need to build an ROI case based on a very specific, single-focused, and be the best at that focus. Once you've built a successful game with that singular focus, think about life cycle management. Don't immediately panic and cut it to 99 cents. Don't give it to someone who's going to give it away with an ad-supported only model the first week. You really have to think about the value of your IP and how you grow that value over time, not just diminish it over time. Then you have to think about, where else will my IP make sense? So there's platforms, as you saw in that previous chart, you can't be everywhere. If I'm going to port my game to new platforms beyond where I started, where is the market penetration? What is the right platform for the type of game I built? And then once you've built this brand, people recognize the brand, and you've come out with several of them. Think about how to extend that brand into new experiences, new game mechanics, new emerging markets, where it may be a completely different game, it might be a completely different business model, but you've built power behind your brand, and that brand will carry you into new markets. So who is Big Fish Games? If you don't know, and you haven't been around for 10 years, we're the leading global online marketplace to discover and enjoy casual games. That's a big statement. What does that really mean? It simply means that our role in this industry is to use analytics to match developer content, which is continually diverging in more options and different types of content, to match that content with a really diverse consumer base that we generically called casual. Casual, 10 years ago, meant a match 3 game. Casual means a lot of different things to a lot of different people around the world today. We use analytics to figure out what people want to play, when they want to play it, and make sure we provide the games at the right time to the right people with the right business model. That is our role in the industry. We work very closely with developers. Most developers we've ever worked with, we still work with today. We work with a lot of consumers. We have over 4 million paying consumers on our portal and about twice that many in mobile now. And those consumers recognize Big Fish Games as a trusted place where we are acutely aware of what they want to play and provide them with an ongoing flow of content for them to consume. So where do we start from this? And thinking about a singular focus, what we're best known for is this slide. And as you can see by the blank space above, we're going somewhere with this build here. This industry was started in casual with what I'll call premium casual. Premium casual means casual games that you buy and own. And I know that seems kind of outdated for some of you in the audience, but it's still a very viable business. It is growing rapidly, it is extremely popular, and there's a huge network of developers that are growing with us. And in spite of some of the pundits that may say otherwise, premium casual games is a really good industry to be in right now. Let me just pause and let that set in for a while. It is growing. We grew over 30% and did $180 million in premium casual games last year. We work with over 500 developers around the world. Many of them have scaled from 13-person studios to over 200. It is a good business to be in. It also forms a foundation on our philosophy of a singular focus and build a great IP and then figure out in that huge matrix of decisions of where that IP should go next. And our next step was extending that content to mobile. Mobile is a great business to be in. Smartphones took off, which was interesting. Some casual games, some games work extremely well on a smartphone. The more interesting thing was tablets. When the iPad came out, Big Fish Games went all in on mobile. And that was a good bet to make. We do have a huge velocity of releases to smartphones and tablets, but we focus on a per game ROI, not on a total thing. And the way we were able to combine a focus on a per title with a high velocity of release is we've created a tremendous network effect of very similar like content, and using analytics, being able to match that content that's coming to market with the people who like that type of content. So how have we done? This is a nice chart that I like to show, and I have that little dancing thing on the bottom for a reason. You'll hear a lot of things this week at Casual Connect. Always ask the question, where is the data coming from? Is it an external trusted source, or are people making it up? Because you can do that. I could say we're #1 in, and it could be true, we're #1 in Turkey for our MMORPGs. You know, you have to really ask, what is the facts? What is the data, and what is the real truth behind this? And use a trusted third party and ask the hard questions. A year ago, we were the #9th grossing publisher on iPad. iPad more than doubled in the last year as far as sales in the App Store, and we're now #5 grossing publisher on iPad. We are premium casual, that dinosaur type of content in that iOS space, expanding to free-to-play, but it is a premium casual business. If you look at all iOS, in the past year, that includes smartphone, we've grown from the 22nd grossing publisher to the #9 grossing publisher. On iPad, we're #5. We'd like to be #1. There's a little company down in the Bay Area called Electronic Arts with about 7,000 employees. It's #1, so it's ambitious to shoot for that. However, we are one notch above another company in the Bay Area, a little company you might have heard of called Zynga, is number 6 on iPad. So let that sink in for a little while as well. We are the only publisher of premium casual on iOS and mobile that matters. There's a company called G5 who tries to publish in mobile. As you can see by that graph, they're not keeping up with the growth of the App Store. The difference between number 5 and number 62 on iPad is almost a 15x difference in sales. It's a tremendous difference in sales velocity. So if you're considering going to mobile, carefully consider self-publishing. That's the way they set up those stores. Discoverability is a big challenge. If you want help with discoverability and marketing, we'd love to talk to you. We are very good at having the right customers discover the right content at the right time. Next, I talked about Dragonvale. I don't play it. I don't fully understand free-to-play games, but they are very popular. And if you really look at the comparison here of premium casual is an intrinsically motivating game where you are playing to escape and to experience the game itself, to escape into a story, escape into a mechanic, and relax. That's very different from the motivation you get behind a free-to-play. Free-to-play is about extrinsic motivation. And what I mean by that is that most free-to-play games, you're accomplishing something. You're leveling up. You're achieving that next level in the detective agency. You're getting that rare dragon. And a lot of people are impatient, and they can play and grind away and get there. But most people want to achieve that satisfaction of that extrinsic reward, and they'll pay for it. And it's a great business model. We are entering in 2 ways. We've already launched several games into mobile for free-to-play. We have a top 10 grossing game that is on iPhone and iPad. We've launched several other games. We'll be launching a lot of games this fall in this space. But we're also doing something fairly contrarian. I talked about the PC Mac business and that the future is mobile. The future is mobile. But be very clear, the PC Mac world is huge. There was a stat that I looked up yesterday that it took 27 years to get to 1 billion PCs sold. It took another 4 for the next billion. 4 years ago, we hit 1 billion active PC users, not just sold units, but actually active users of PCs. They expect to double that user base in the next 3 years to 2 billion active PC users. So yes, mobile is a huge opportunity, but so is the PC and Mac, and don't lose sight of that. Everyone talks about how great social games business is, and it is a good business. It's currently a PC Mac business. The PC Mac is alive and well. You need to embrace all relevant platforms. Free-to-play casual, our contrarian move, is we're going to take some of the hit games that are on mobile, namely the tablets, and we're actually porting them back to PC Mac. And we have the honor of having the world's largest PC Mac app store. Yet currently 100% of that 100% of that content is premium casual. If you look at the app store for Apple, about 70% of their sales is from free-to-play. Free-to-play used to mean social. It does not anymore. Free-to-play is a monetization that gives rewards for paying money. And if you look at the top 50 on iPad or iPhone, about half the games are no longer social, where free-to-play is a monetization business model, not a type of play. We're going to take those casual titles that are in the top ranks that are more catered towards a single-player audience and bring those down to our PC Mac portal, and we're working with several mobile partners who we've never worked with before to do that. And we think that's a very exciting upcoming future opportunity for developers. Next, something that will make this, I said this is going to be an exciting day for me. I've never announced anything on stage. I've talked about the future, I've talked about the past. We are working on a cloud service. We've had a giant billboard down in Lake Union hiring cloud engineers. We have a very large, over 100-person organization, many of which are here in the audience. If you work on cloud for Big Fish Games, let's hear a big applause. So that's very impressive, but that also shows we stacked the audience in our favor. But they've been working really hard, and so we invited them to this keynote this morning. Cloud is a really interesting new technology. It is a future technology. It brings these intrinsically motivating games to a play style that is never been experienced with these types of games before. It allows us to deliver premium casual games as a service to new devices, new territories, and with a new business model. These games, even if they're 2 gigabytes in size, with this technology on any device that we support, you press a button and within 4 seconds, you're playing a 2 gigabyte game. Free to play is great, online is great, but you can't get the rich graphics and immersion that a large 2 gigabyte game gives you. Internet connections aren't that fast. Even downloads are painful at 2 gigabytes. This technology allows you to choose from a huge variety of games, any premium casual game. We've now virtualized into the cloud, and you can now play within 4 seconds. And with that, I'd like to announce the name of our new service, which is Big Fish Unlimited. And I'd like to take credit for Big Fish Unlimited, but we are a big company. We have a lot of people, and I'd like at this point to introduce the general manager of cloud gaming at Big Fish Games, Will O'Brien.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul. Hi, everybody. Really excited to be here today. This is a big day for our company, big day for the casual games industry. And I'm super excited to give you, the casual game community, the first look at Big Fish Unlimited. Powered by the cloud, Big Fish Unlimited gives you hundreds of games at your fingertips. Let's take a look. There are 3 key benefits to Big Fish Unlimited. First, all you can play. You get unlimited access to a deep catalog of casual games. Now, over the last 10 years, we have published and distributed 2,500 casual games on our portal. And we plan to bring over 1,000 of those to the cloud. Instant access. These games actually run in the cloud. And what is streaming down is the video of the game playing. So that means, as Paul said, in a few seconds, you're playing a game, whether it's 100 megabytes, 600 megabytes, or 2 gigabytes in size, it doesn't matter. The game runs in the cloud, and the video of the game playing streams down to any connected device. That leads us to the third key benefit, which is playing across devices. Because these games are played in the cloud, your progress is saved automatically. You can leave your game where you left off on one device and pick it up on another. We've built a universal experience that supports PCs, mobile devices, and TVs. The game catalog itself is powered in HTML5, which means you get a universal experience across these platforms. As I mentioned, your progress is saved in the cloud. And so that means that you can wake up in the morning, start a game on your tablet, head off to work, and at lunchtime, continue on your PC in the browser. And when you get home at night, pick up your remote control and play on your TV. And we will be rolling out platforms this year, next year, to support as many platforms as we can for the gamers. Sounds pretty cool, huh? Would you like to see it? Let's go to, can we go to the PC demo laptop, please? Okay, here it is, Big Fish Unlimited. So you can see here, this is live. This is not a fake. Which raised a lot of eyebrows when I told them I was going to demo the live thing on stage. So this is Big Fish Unlimited. You can see here we are featuring 3 games at the top. We have our new releases below that. You recently played on the side. The first thing you'll notice about this experience is that it's all about the content. We have stripped away everything that gets in the way of playing the game. So if I wanted to come in and play Grim Tales, all I need to do is click. And what it's doing is checking my bandwidth, making sure I can play. It's connecting to the server and making a connection with the server. And it's going to start streaming the video down. In this example, we're using Java. We're also building for Flash. And with each platform, we're supporting a native streaming component. The game goes right into full screen. And we're in. Can we get audio on the PC, please? There we go. Now this is a game called Grim Tales: The Bride. It's a hidden object adventure game built by our partner Elephant Games about a sister who vanishes on her wedding day. And you can see I've already unleashed my hidden gamer and chose the name Sophia, just to time's sake. I'm gonna jump into the game, choose casual mode. And remember, every click I'm doing is getting sent up to the server and coming back. But I'm seeing the real-time streaming, low latency, zero buffer of the game playing in the cloud. Even video, animations, everything is smooth. Grim Tales is a 732 megabyte game, and we started playing in just a few seconds. So let's jump into the game. I'm looking around, I'm seeing my mouse over hints. Here's a door. Door is closed, perhaps if I find the missing object. I'm sure some of you have played games like this before. Let's jump over to this sparkle area. Here's a hidden object scene. Find a few objects. So that's pretty good, huh? Well, the thing is, I gotta run. I can't keep playing on my PC. I gotta go to work. Now, historically, that would mean I'd have to wait till I come home to get back on my PC and pick up where I left off. But with Big Fish Unlimited, you can keep playing on any other connected device. So let's say we drop over to a tablet and check it out. Can we go to the camera, please? Here it is. Big Fish Unlimited on a tablet. Now, the white balance is off a little bit just because of the main screen, but I'm going to jump right into Grim Tales. I'm logged into the same account I just left, and it's going to make a connection on the server, start streaming in my game. And we'll have audio on the camera as well, please. Let's see where it jumps us into the game. We're back at the hidden object scene with the 4 objects found. Now, if you have trouble on a tablet finding objects, it's nice to have the touch controls, which means I can actually pinch zoom on a PC game that never had pinch zoom as a control, find and pan that for that paintbrush, and there it is. It's important to know that the developer made 0 source code changes for this game to be enabled in the cloud. All right. Oh, a screwdriver. There we go. So that's playing a hidden object adventure game in the cloud, but what if we wanted to play a game that has a little more motion? It might be a little harder. How about a match 3? That's going to be hard streaming, right? Well, let's give it a shot. I'm going to try out Hidden Wonders of the Depths 2 by ERS, which is another game that we have published on our PC portal. And let's jump in and see what a match 3 looks like. Like with the last game, I skipped through the tutorial so we can jump right into the game. It remembers my player name here, and I'll jump in. All right, so match 3, time to swap some tiles. Let's get that crab across. What do you think? How's the motion looking? When we tested this with customers, they could not tell the difference between a native game and a streaming game. That's how good this technology is. All right, let's do something fun here. Let's hit a lot of them at the same time. You can't do this with a mouse that quickly. It's giving me hints. I guess I'm not very good at playing this, huh? Time to finish it up. All right. And that's it. So that's showing a match 3 and a collapse on Big Fish Unlimited. Can we go back to the PC, please? Let's go back to the PC demo, please. All right, I wanted to show you around the site a little bit more. So as I said, this catalog is, everything is stripped away except for getting into the games. But if you want to find games that you like, you can look at our new releases. You will see that we have a lot of games in the catalog. Pages and pages of games. As I said, we're bringing 1,000 to the cloud over time. But you can also jump in and look for a game. If you're, say, a Mystery Case Files fan, you could jump right to M and see if we have some in the cloud. Would you like to see a Mystery Case Files? How about 13 Skull? 13 Skull is a 660 megabyte game that has real motion video in it. And I think we can stream it. Let's give it a go. This one was built by Big Fish Studios. Can we get audio on this laptop, please? All right, let's jump right into the game. There's my real motion character, all the tool hints, all the clues I need to find. You can even jump into a hidden object scene here. It all works. Big Fish Unlimited playing the Mystery Case Files game from our Big Fish Studios. Thank you. Let's go back to the slides, please. So I've just demoed to you Big Fish Unlimited on a PC and tablet, but what about TV? What about TV? It would look good on a TV. Well, today I'm really excited to announce that Big Fish has entered a strategic partnership with the best-selling streaming player in the US, Roku. And we are bringing a connected TV channel to Roku in Q4. It's really excited. Roku has over 3 million installed devices in the US as of the end of last year, and we're excited to see where we can help them grow their install base and our overall service with this partnership. Okay, let's talk about pricing. So we're launching Big Fish Unlimited for $7.99 subscription. You get access to the premium catalog of 100+ games, all you can play. Full screen gameplay, no ads. Sounds like a good deal. We're also announcing today that you can play for free. We'll be offering up to 20 games in rotation with an ad-supported model, which will let us expand the audience of this and bring developers revenue, both subscription-based revenue and ad-based revenue. As Paul said, this is a new business model for us. All you can eat and play for free with ad support. Games. We are launching with 100 games from 42 of our developer partners. But we are also testing games from over 200 developer partners. That's over 1,000 games for the cloud in the next year or two. And new games will be added every week to the catalog. As I said before, the games I showed, source code didn't need to be changed. For the majority of your games, we don't need to change the source code. It's a really great value proposition for the developer. All right, I've given you a demo. I've showed you some information about Big Fish Unlimited. I now want to show you a video. If we can bring up audio on the slides, please. I want to show you a video that pulls it all together. All right, thank you. So I have one more announcement to make. Before I do, I just want to recognize the team that has worked so hard and built this service. Please stand up. Let's give them a round of applause. Woo! I love you guys. All right. So let's see. We've covered Big Fish Unlimited, a subscription ad-supported service, launching with 100 games, available on PC, mobile, and coming to TV with a partnership with Roku. What else could we announce? How about this? It's going live today. Sign up today, Big Fish Unlimited. Thank you.
Thanks, Will. As I said, it's the future of games. That's what this day is all about. This is one glimpse of where we think the future is going. It's been decades promised of cross-platform compatibility, play the same game on any device, anywhere, and we're realizing it today with casual games. Casual games are ideally suited for this technology. Casual games can be delivered economically. They can deliver native experiences, and they can be done in a way where the user feels like they're playing a native game. There's a couple of people trying this with their hardcore games, and they have a much bigger technology problem to solve, and that's coming, but we're here today. So, with that, I'd like to return just to real quickly to recap. Big Fish Games is a platform. We have a large, loyal customer base. We have a large, loyal network of developers that are very great in empowering all of the services and all the businesses we go into. We have all the relevant monetization methods within this platform. I want to talk to you a bit about a quick case example before we wrap up. That game that Will was demoing is Awakening, the Goblin Kingdom, by a partner of ours called BoomZap. Are you guys in the audience? Yay! Lots of free PR for BoomZap today. So I want to do a case example. This is not a top-selling game. It's a good game, but I wanted to show you how we think about games. We're here to maximize the return for developers for Big Fish games, but also to maximize return for developers, and we do that with rational lifecycle management. We launch games initially at a high price point as a collector's edition. Awakening's launched, and life to date, it's made over $1 million as a collector's edition. About a month later, we launched a version without the bonus content, without the strategy guide, and made another $500,000 year to date. Just 2 months ago, we finally launched the mobile version. In 2 months, it's made over $300,000. Today, it launches on cloud, another revenue opportunity for BoomZap without having to do any additional work. And coming in Q4, Awakening, free to play. So Awakening is a really great game to demo. It's a beautiful fantasy-based game, and it's launching on Big Fish Unlimited today, but sometimes creepy horror sells well too. So the second case study is just another game that I wanted to talk about from Top Evidence. They couldn't make it out to the show. They're out in Kiev, Ukraine. We launched this game as a collector's edition in March of 2010. It did $900,000. Our sales weren't quite as large back then. But since then, we launched to SE, and it continues to perform throughout time. And it's done another $1.1 million for $2 million in sales. We launched the mobile version over a year ago. It's done over $1 million in sales on mobile. Today, without lifting a finger, Top Evidence game will be available in the cloud for additional sales and revenue. And coming in Q4, free to play. The brand, not the game. Again, when you go to free-to-play, linear games don't work. It doesn't have that extrinsic motivation of status or accomplishment. It's more intrinsic. But you can take the brand, you can take some of the great character development, and you can make a game out of that that has an inherent advantage over a new brand. So just to recap, Big Fish Games is a global platform. Our job is to help developers find and get their content discovered and find the customers that love their games. And that's it. We ran a little behind, but we finished right on time. So I just want to say, thank you.